Should we do Watch This Jerks?
Sure. I watched something. I didn't know this existed. Apparently, it's a movie called Pretending I'm a Superman. It is a documentary about Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
What?
It came out in 2020.
Is that the one on HBO Max?
It was on something.
You mean Max?
That I watched it on.
Or is that just the Tony Hawk documentary?
That's the Tony Hawk documentary. That's something else.
Okay, that's something else.
This is strictly about Tony Hawk Pro Skater. So obviously, just the game. It's on
Amazon.
Okay.
And Peacock.
I was going to say something.
And Tubi.
There you go. It's on all of the top ones. It's interesting, and like you get to like a lot of the skaters that are in it like talk about it, and they're like, oh, when they were making it, like they had no idea like that it was going to be like the #1 video game in the world at the time, right? Like It was enormous. And it was the same thing with like all the bands, because that was like one of the first games that really had a soundtrack to it.
Right.
And so I wish they'd have gone like it seemed like they rushed through some of it, but this is coming from a person who like loves Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I mean, I was playing it this week as well.
Right.
But like it was really interesting, like the lead singer of Goldfinger, the Pretending I'm a Superman song, right?
Yeah.
He's like, nobody had like any idea like who we were. And then like all of a sudden these people at the concert, like we'd start playing that game or that song, and then everybody would go like wild, and they're like, what is happening here? Like,
right. Because it wasn't being played on the radio. So they would know about that.
Right.
But the game got so big.
And also like it goes into like a lot of like making of the game, and like how
did they have a lot of the Neversoft guys on that?
They had some of them, yeah. And it was a good mixture of
was my friend Gary on it? He was a programmer for Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
I don't know if Gary was on it. The Neversoft guys, I was not overly familiar with them on a name or face basis.
I'm not making that up, by the way. I do have a friend named Gary who was at Neversoft when
I believe people made the game. I'm not disputing that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was interesting. There's like at some point like Activision realized like, oh, this game is like getting good buzz. Like before it came out, like the demos and everything was like doing well, and they're like, I guess they offered Tony Hawk. He's like, hey, what if we just paid you like $500,000 and instead of getting royalties on this? And he's like, I really considered that at the time, but I decided not to do it. And then like they didn't tell us how much money he made off of that.
Yeah,
but it was considerably more money.
Oh
than
yeah, there's a video that I saw on him being interviewed somewhere, and I saw it on Instagram, and he's basically one of the sequels. He's showing up with a meeting with a Sony exec to get his royalty check. He doesn't know what it is. He's expecting it to be like pretty good because he knows like the sequel did well, but it was like $4 million or something, and it was like way more. He was expecting maybe $1 million or something like that. Like, so yeah.
And I know he needed the money because I saw that other documentary.
Right? Yeah. I mean, yeah. That game is what made him rich, right?
That's good.
It's just So, and it does go into like, it doesn't like spend long on it, but it does go into like then how it just kept getting less and less. Like after like the third game, like the sales just started going down and down. Like couldn't sustain it. But
sure.
I mean,
if only they had games as service back then, he could have been a billionaire.
Tony Hawk Infinite.
I watched a good TV show. I started watching a really good TV show that I can recommend on Apple TV called Foundation. Okay. If you're now looking for some good quality sci-fi content, either if you're disappointed in Starfield or just, you like Starfield and you just want more like sci-fi goodness. We watched the first 4 episodes and it sucks you in right away. The basic premise is in the future, there's a big empire that's controlling most of the galaxy. The emperor listen, this is where it gets, it has some really cool hooks. The hook is the emperor is always
somehow has returned.
No, yes. Yes, he just clones himself. He's just always a clone of himself, right? And not only that,
is he the hero's father?
Not only that, no, it's not stupid like that. Not only that, it's think about like Game of Thrones in space, I guess. The Emperor clones himself, right? And the Emperor lives with his younger clone, like 12-year-old clone, and his older clone. Okay, like his like grandpa clone, right? Like 65-year-old version of himself. But the middle one is the Emperor, and the other guy is just sort of like whatever. They're like not yet Emperor and retired. So that concept is really interesting, that whole concept. And the other concept is this guy discovers, this mathematician genius discovers this formula that basically predicts that this empire that's been around forever is going to fall. And that prediction is basically what is driving the story. And I don't want to ruin anything else. So I'll just say like the production.
Is that the foundation of the story?
That is the foundation of the story. And I'll say that looks like they've spent a fortune on it. Like just visually, even in the first episode, like the effects are awesome.
On Apple or something?
Yeah, I think it looks like they spent 150 million on this. I don't know. It looks just really good.
I don't know. I tried to watch that Silo show, and that show just bummed me out.
So this is. I can't say it's uplifting. It's not uplifting. There's nothing uplifting really about it. But it's the whole premise is based on hope. But I'll say that the look of it is not like Silo. They're living in a
what
silo.
What kind of hope are we talking about? A new one or
a new what?
Hope.
Stop it. Silo looks very like dark because they're literally living in a dark silo. This one, the future looks cool, right? Like some parts are shitty, but like these are some cool spaceships. There's cool technology, cool stuff. Foundation, Apple TV. Check it out if you're looking for sci-fi.
Do you recommend I watch it with my wife, or should I watch this solo?
Stop it. There's nothing to do with Star Wars. There's nothing Star Wars about it. Okay. Star Wars is bad. Star Wars is bad.
What about this next one? Is there any Star Wars about it?
There's nothing Star Wars about Ahsoka.
So it might be good then.
No, Ahsoka's good. I'm just saying. I haven't watched today's episode, so I'm not 100% caught up. But
is it good? Like if I don't know, if I haven't watched the cartoon, but I like the old school Star Wars, am I going to find this dumb?
Do you like ladies' butts?
Yeah, but they're alien ladies.
They're
real ladies.
One of them is an alien lady, but it's Ramona Flowers.
I don't know who that is.
Shipwreck does.
She is a fictional character.
Yeah.
And the actress, you mean? Yeah.
They put a lot of ladies in tight pants in this show, which as soon as someone points that out to you, like, oh, the ladies are wearing, there's a lot of ladies in tight pants and a lot of close-ups on butts. And when I first saw that, I'm like, that's not true. And then I'm like 3 episodes in and I'm like, that's like half the show.
No one needs to point that out to me, by the way. I pick up on that right away.
The thing is, I think it's one of those things, if no one said it to me, I may not have noticed. But now that it's been said to me, it's all I see. Not that I'm complaining. I'm just saying it's very interesting because that's clearly was a conscious choice.
Everything is. Is there a lot of drinking in it?
No.
Okay. Butts, but no drinking.
Lots of butts.
That's a positive message.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with butts.
Mm-hmm. If you like strong female leads with nice butts.
Strong butts.
Strong butts.
How's your butt doing? Going Orange Theory. Your butt should be getting stronger now. It's mostly butt work there.
I'm going tomorrow.
I didn't ask that. I asked him how your butt is. Is it getting stronger?
My butt's fine today. I think so. I could crack a walnut with this thing.
No, stop. I'm trying to have a serious conversation.
No, you're not. I sent you my stats. I sent you my stats from Monday.
But the stats, there's no butt stats. I want to know, like, do you feel like my ass is sore right now from Monday?
No, my butt is not sore from Monday. I would say I definitely still feel it in my arms.
Okay. Now you've gone enough. Like, you should start to be feeling sore now. You can work harder now so you can be sore. I feel like it's time. Right, Chip? What do you think?
Yeah, I should probably look up at what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm probably going to go on Sunday, too, which is kind of weird. But
it's a repeat this one. There've been some repeats this month. I'm like the one that's tomorrow I did already.
Not well then.
Anyway, so no ass gains yet is what you're saying.
It's very interesting. Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. Did someone in the chat write that, or you just came up with that?
I just came up with that.
Nice. Ahsoka. Oh, maybe I'll write that down for a title.
Maybe. We'll see.
Like a nice ass reference.
Mm-hmm.
How many asses are in One Piece? Are we zooming in on cracks or not?
No. Not really. No.
Actually, they do show a male butt in that show.
Yes, they do. Yes. One zoom in on the butt. I finished One Piece. I got through all the episodes. It is good from start to finish.
Yep.
They need to make some more episodes of that pretty quickly.
2 piece.
They did announce season 2.
Piece.
Good, because
it's gonna happen.
They set it up for mini seasons, and I know like I could go watch the anime, but I'm not going to do that. Like to find out what, like, part of the appeal of this is
you don't have to watch the anime. There's
correct.
No anime.
that's part of the appeal.
Uh-oh.
No, it's that like I like the actors. That like
that's
like
what I said last week.
The actors do a good job.
They're very charming. The guy Zoro is he's a nepo baby. His dad is Sonny Chiba, which is something that I thought might interest Cheapy.
He's a what baby? You said
he's a nepo baby.
I don't even know that term. What's that term?
It's an actor or actress whose parents are also in the industry.
I'm learning.
Yes. So yeah, but his dad is Sonny Chiba. You know, classic.
Cool.
Kung fu guy, stunt.
Maybe we'll watch that.
Stunts. So it explains a lot, also. But no, everyone in that show is very charismatic, incredibly likable. They do a really good job of making you care about what happens to these.
Even the bad guys.
Yeah,
even the bad guys are great.
Maybe I'll watch this with Ty.
The guy who plays the clown was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so I know him from that show. Which he was also really good on. He was on some of the later seasons. He was like, and he was good on. It's nice to see people.
Did you know they made like 27 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
They made a lot of seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There's like 7.
There's a lot of agents.
That show got really weird towards the end. The last season is bad, unfortunately. But the first season is bad. The last season is bad.
Season 27. No good.
But the seasons in the middle actually aren't that bad. All right, some of them, the best of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is better than any of the Disney Plus TV shows.
I don't believe you.
I know you don't believe me.
What are the Disney Plus TV shows?
You know, like She-Hulk.
Hawkeye.
Yeah. Like
all those?
Hawkeye, WandaVision.
Yeah.
When they did some really weird, interesting stuff on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where they tried to toe the line of what they could get away with and what properties they could use and not use, and have like, this should be MODOK, but we're not allowed to use MODOK, so we're not going to call them MODOK, that kind of stuff, where sometimes having restrictions leads to creativity, which makes for a better show. That's all I'm saying.
What'd they call him? Mo Rock?
Yeah, they called him Mo Rock. No, they didn't give him a name.
That guy, that weird guy.
It's a long time ago.
The weird floaty guy?
No, it was a regular guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Johnny MODOK?
Johnny MODOK.
Should
but
we...
Jimmy, you should check out One Piece. I think Ty is probably the right route there, rather than...
should really
Mrs.
like
Chibi doesn't want to watch. I already tried Mrs. Chibi. She's like, no.
That's fine. Then don't watch it with her. It's you would really like it. I'm just telling you.
Even without the butts?
Even without butts.
Okay.
No, there's butts, just man butts.
Every show has man butts now.